Hey everyone, good Monday morning. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday, and I pray that it's going to be a great Monday. So, we're going to start a series on righteousness, and then on Saturday, our teaching is going to be on the breastplate of righteousness. So, for today, our verse of the day is going to be 1 John 2:29, and it's the New King James Version. And it says, if you know that he is righteous, you know that everyone who practices righteousness is born of him. And again, that's 1 John 2:29 in the New King James Version. And this week we're going to talk about righteousness. And just like last week when we spoke about truth, there are so many different opinions, so many different versions of righteousness in this world. And to a lot of people, righteousness seems like it is a thing of the past. It seems like it's a something bad, something that no one wants to strive to. Yet the true definition of righteousness can only be found in God. It can only be found in the scriptures. It can only be found in Jesus. And to understand what righteousness truly is, we have to look at Jesus. He is the only person who ever walked the face of this earth that didn't sin. He's the only person that, even in his anger when he was flipping over the tables, even in, when he was sad or lonely, he never sinned. Hey, Jeff. And so to understand what righteousness truly is, we have to look at Jesus, and we have to look at how he interacted with people, how he looked at things, and even when Jesus went into the temple and he was flipping over the tables, the Bible tells us that Jesus was the only sinless person. So even in his anger, he was righteous. And as Christians, we have to strive to be like Jesus. We have to strive to be more like him. And I love in this verse how it says, everyone who practices righteousness is born of him. It doesn't say everyone who is righteous. It doesn't say you always have to be righteous, right? It says if you're practicing righteous, you are born of him. Righteousness, sorry. And the truth is, as Christians, we're going to mess things up. Sometimes it'll be little mess ups. Sometimes it might even be big mess ups. As Christians, we are not perfect. And I think that's where the world gets off. The world thinks, Christians are perfect. Matter of fact, I was speaking to someone the other day and they said, well, I'm not going to church. And I was, okay, why? And they said, because church is full of hypocrites. I said, well, the doctor's office is full of hypocrites and you still go to see the doctor. The truth is that as Christians, we're going to mess up. And the world needs to understand that we don't think we're perfect. Righteousness doesn't mean that we're holier than thou or that we're rude and disrespectful. We have what we hold to, and we have the truths of God like we spoke about last week, but that doesn't mean that righteousness means that we're overbearing or that we're rude or that we, are Bible thumpers who are on a street corner. Not that I'm saying street corner preachers are bad, but we're not someone out there, telling people, oh, well, you're going to hell, you're doing this. There is a time and place for that. But righteousness doesn't mean that we're overbearing. We have to look at Jesus and we have to model our lives and we have to model what we're doing off of what Jesus did. And every single day as a Christian, we should be striving to be more like him. And so I'm going to read you the verse of the day one more time. And today, as you're going through, and I'm going to post a question here about 9 o'clock, 8:30. But as you're going through the day, I want you to think about, what does righteousness mean to you? And not in the context of what the world thinks righteousness is or what the world thinks a Christian is, but what does it mean to you in the viewpoint of Jesus? How Jesus acted, what you see from Jesus. So, again, our verse is 1 John 2:29, and it's the New King James Version. And it says, if you know that he is righteous, you know that everyone who practices righteousness is born of him. And I pray that if you're a Christian and you're watching this, that you know that Jesus is righteous. He is the epitome of righteousness. So we have to know that if we are practicing, if we are trying, if we are moving, if we are growing in our faith, then we are born of him. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I pray that you guys have a wonderful Monday morning. See you soon.